I think it just cut out there, but basically I want to stay connected to higher dimensional realities, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. So my goal, of course, yes, is still to have like that huge sum of, which is amazing, an amazing goal, but is to have that huge sum of money actually still continue to go to the funding for the CE5 initiative project, so that when September rolls around, I don't look so awkward. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure when the funding ending date is, but I'm just saying, like, when September rolls around, and I actually am going to mention the CE5 sort of initiative in terms of funding for his new film, the new film that he's fundraising for, and go to schools for that, and it sounds so double meaning, right? Anyway, but it has a purpose, so bear with me. But to go to all the other schools, go to the school and actually, say that stuff, in front of the student, and say that in front of the students, inform them of things that they do know and already don't know, or already may not know, or stuff like that, because they should know this type of stuff. Anyway, the importance of actually being in what I think is really awesome about Project Lightseed, and then I'm going to go into just the plain old aspect of what we currently understand as reality, and then play with that a little bit, is Project Lightseed is perfect. Like, actually, I found out that Project Lightseed is perfect so that I can focus more on... Wow. Well, I just answered my own question, so I can focus more on whatever I want to focus on, which is still, like, free energy and stuff like that. Or, excuse me, no pun intended. Which is still freeing the mind and being in charge of being in freedom and all that stuff. And, not supporting the globalists and really supporting newness and all that stuff. So let's start from this plot, or let's start from this foundation. Never mind. This is eventually obviously going to be a foundation, because what I'm saying is just absolutely mind-blowingly, amazingly true, and so certifiedly incredible and brave that it might as well be said and affirmed and considered a foundation. So basically, we have the ability to remote view. And that's one of the things that Stephen Greer is teaching. And we have communication with extraterrestrials, and we have knowledge and awareness about the suppression of technologies that's been going on. There's been a lot of illegal suppression of technologies, and I've read that. I haven't read like every single letter, every single word of that. The thing is in my mind, suppression cases, 2008. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So that whole huge, just thick packet of just hundreds of patents and all the gruesome stories that go along with it. So all this stuff, that is enough to affirm. First of all, that's enough to evoke some, which is incredibly important in a galactic sense. It's an incredibly easy way to target emotion, because anyway, I'm not going to explain that, because that's actually, it's getting on the verge of diabolical, and I don't need to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that any type of emotion that you feel is due to the fact that you don't have these types of technologies, or any, like, lower vibrational emotion, and that's kind of rude to say, but, it only has to do with the fact that we don't have these types of technologies, and because that's in the type of emotional response that'll happen, and I say that, but anyway, and I'm just gonna not gonna lie, when it comes to ninth dimensional energies, I mean, I'm being serious here right now, guys, when it comes to ninth dimensional energies, dude, there's no emotion that's in play, at all. So if you want to play without emotion, then you'll understand why that is literally old news. Okay? Because if they're I'm not even gonna get into it because I just play around with emotion it's a plaything, and I don't need to do that because energy is in form. We're in form, and see that's the thing, Anyway. Because there's actually, because I confirmed it, it's because here guys, hold on to your seats. If you thought that was wild and gnarly, listen to what I'm gonna say. Because it's confirmed. Because what I think is what I perceive, or gosh, that sounds so weird. That's not true. What I mean to say is, what I think Stephen Greer is confirming is that he's confirming that Project Lightspeed is an absolute success. And that is based off of the facts, which I'm assuming are facts, is that it's, the greatest, one of the newest and the greatest forms of sales companies to not only planet Earth, but to the rest of the galaxy, and to the rest of the galaxies as well. And that is because it, developed some of the finest leadership that ever existed for the most crucial events of higher dimensional energy that have ever been created. So, and it's amazing. I actually created a creator level event before I created the event. So you know what? If you're pertaining to that creator level event, then you can continue on, and I'll continue hosting that. But if you're not pertaining to the Christopher's, I actually said Christopher's level of event. To creators level event, if you're not referring to that, then I'll just continue hosting and then we'll affiliate accordingly. So the uniqueness of the Project Lightseed is the 4. This is such a weird number. It's originally like 6 or 8 or something like that. It's weird because I don't even care. Right? Because it doesn't really matter that much right now. Because as weird as that sounds, I should be going beyond that, I should be going beyond like $6 billion figures and $8 billion figures and stuff like that, dealing with stuff like that. Because we're now dealing with the precipice of stuff that's actually $500 billion, which is an incredibly large amount to have to deal with. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. There's a collusion. There's the problem. There's not really an issue or problem, but $500 billion because we don't have the proper mindset is what I was actually going to say. And if there's $500 billion dealing to an aligned set that's already mastered the aligned set, a mindset of something that is capable of mastering a reality that's conquerable from something with $4 billion, $5 billion, that's not evil. I mean, come on. That is just excellent truth and excellent bravery. So I have to cement the reality that if I denied the fact that Lightseed is not able to deal with something that's $8 billion level, then they're not able to go against the enemies who I don't like anyway. You see what I'm getting at? There's no way that Project Lightseed has anything to do with any criminal, organized, evil event, as evil and sinister as the super high level of, for example, USAPs and stuff that's going on in China. I'm literally combining facts that Alex Jones and Stephen Greer said. So do you see what I'm saying? If Lightseed is unsuccessful, that literally means that for 3 years there's been no progress whatsoever in tyranny. And you know why? Because that's not true. Tyranny doesn't exist. And Project Lightseed is built off the foundation of love that is Project Hypercane and the fourfold projects. Project Hypercane, Project Vocal Earthshake, Project Immortalize, and Project Vocal Earthshake. And just the overall beingness of what the essence of Project Hypercane is, and actually is, and accomplishes, and just is literally the truth of claiming victory of the whole type of revolution that occurred already. So basically what I'm saying is just saying the word Project Lightspeed means tyranny no longer exists, because it's based upon the foundation that's actually utilizing psychic abilities and utilizing the truth of what actually goes on in forms of taxation, which I don't agree with because of the unity that we already have with the inner earth, Agarthan civilization, which I'm not going to deny, and the truth of the fact that, what we have going on in terms of what's happening with freedom is what I gotta say, because I'm leading it, it's impossible to not deny, because here's the thing, all this power, everything is within me, or the ability to actually, those leadership standpoints of just the ability to lead in those directions. Obviously, people were, murdered for it in the past. But that's not the point I'm getting at. You see, because, when there's a fulcrum like this, which is interesting because this fulcrum has existed before, in my mind, in my eyes, and in my heart. This fulcrum has existed where there's literally a reality that's possible to connect two things, and I'm being really specific and a little bit rude here because I'm playing dumb. But you can create two realities, or you have two people. You have Alex Jones and you have Stephen Greer, and you can put them together. Or even better, you have Alex Jones, you have Stephen Greer, and you have Joe Rogan. You put them together and you create a team of I actually want to say immortal leadership, but you create a team of solid men that, without a doubt, have the ability to inspire someone in this age group. And it's weird because it sounds like I'm full of emotion when I say something like that, because when someone says something like that, they're actually creating a singularity. And what I'm realizing is that singularity is connected to me. So yeah, I do want to see them get together in that form of fashion, because I have already created in my own way a beautiful, perfect reality, just one reality, and which is not true. I've created billions. Okay, let's be realistic. I've created hundreds, but I've created at least one reality in which they can connect and combine and be united on a front that has to do with this project that I created and manifested and know is an actual real thing. On the level, and here's the fun part, on the level that actually isn't necessarily way above there, way up in the upper echelons of dealing with trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. But the thing is, the truth is, yeah, the capability is to have that type of awareness, capability, and leadership at that level of like a $8 billion company, which is Project Lightspeed, and not necessarily Project Hypercane. Project. Obviously, it's Project. The truth is, Project Hypercane was the foundation. Anyway, or is can be the foundation of Project Lightspeed sort of thing. So here's the thing, I can go in and out of that window whenever I want. I can go in and out of that door whenever I want for the next 10 years, and I can create. And this is me just being powerful right now, just being absolutely honest. I can create that gate. I can create that opening. I can create that portal whenever I want. That portal between now and 2036, for example, or 3036, whichever one you want to say. I can create that portal whenever I want. And I can do that. And that's what, going back and forth between, these time periods, that's actually the capability that I have the ability to do. And the thing is, I want to be good, and I actually want to fight evil. I actually want to be involved because when you know the truth and you fight for the truth, okay, let's just let's just grasp our heads around that ridiculous capability that we actually have to fight for the truth. We have the ability to fight for the truth, and I can lead by example in a perfectly honest way of saying, it's a revolutionary standpoint, sort of leadership, evolutionary sort of advantage that I have to state that no matter what, I exist in the fact that there's a unity, that consciousness that exists between the Agarthan family and the Lemurian family and us and the surface world, in general. And me, for example, for me. So, I'm creating from the standpoint that I know that I made choices that have to do with the younger generation having everything that they want, everything that they can do, and literally working and creating with everything that they can do. And, that's an actual bubble sort of thing. That's an actual field. Like, they also realize, which I'm pretty sure is true because I'm not interfering with free will, but they can have as much fun as they want. They can do anything that they want. They can literally have their imagination and create it. Because that's the type of reality that the Agarthans already live under. Or not live under, but, like, no pun intended, but live with, like, live as, they can do the younger if you're, dude, I don't even want to talk about it, because it's already known, but I am going to talk about it. Agarthans are, like, the advanced spiritual civilization that they live in. It's really loving, obviously. Whoa, I'm squeezing that. And, I'm just talking about squeezing a plant or something. I noticed another thing that's on the side is I'm actually squeezing plants, and we'll get into that because that's actually really fun. But I'm not gonna get into that right now because that's actually why I'm so powerful. That's the source of my power, which is actually plants, which is why I'm super vulnerable yesterday and today. Or I was super vulnerable this morning. But globalists, you missed your chance. Globalists, you're a bunch of losers. You should already know that. Anyway. So, the thing is, like, so they can do whatever they want. They have the ability to create. They're obviously taught about astral projection, and they're taught about, which is amazing because they actually teach that, which is pretty freaking cool. Thank goodness for that excitement. I'm actually super excited about that because I can actually teach Agarthans. Do you know how great of an honor that is? Anyway, so I'm so happy. I'm so happy, dude. Like, do you know how precious that makes? Oh my gosh, dude. I'm so worthy. I'm worthy of love. Anyway, because I'm a master. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. I'm just going off the rails right now with the excitement that I have. So here's the thing. So they can teach, or they can learn, and they can teach too. I have a long way to go. So they're able to, actually project and be aware that they are able to do anything with their reality, with what they want. They're able to manifest, pretty much whatever they want. They have replicators. As far as I'm aware, they can create their own designs, and really get into creating what they want to create, and they're free to do that. They're allowed to do that sort of things, and to be telepathic. They're encouraged to have the telepathic nature, and that's up until 12. That's younger ages, 9 and stuff like that. And the thing is, they don't go to school. They don't actually go to school until much later, until 18 or something like that. They don't actually go to school until teenage years or something like that. Or I think it's actually 18 or 21 or 25 or something like that. So and that's kind of how we're supposed to be, So I just get really into it. The thing is, and also the other thing that they can do, they run around and they just play in the caverns. They run in the caverns and they just have their little free time. And they can literally explore they can literally run off because, we're already filled with so much energy and all this emotion anyway. But the thing is, they're actually able to run like into these caverns for as long as they want. Like they can just go. Just say like, "Can I go run into the caverns and just be free with a bunch of other teenagers that are my age?" And they're allowed to do that. They can literally, and they'll just be gone for days. They'll literally just be in this adventure sort of thing for days. And I really like that. That's really free. That's really like liberating. And the thing is, and I'm guilty of it, which is why I'm also doing this broadcast. We're holding on to realities that we don't exist. We're holding on to realities that don't necessarily exist, that we don't have to hold on to anymore. Like, we don't need to defend the realities that we believe in so much, or believed in. We don't have to defend like having this form of school, and I'm actually willing to say that. And the thing is, we don't have to believe in the form of education that has to do with indoctrination. We don't have to do that. And just talking just gets me so hungry. Anyway, the thing is, if I know this stuff and I'm powerful enough to be excited about this stuff, and then I teach it to kids here on the surface world, and then I tell the kids that no matter what happened to them, well, actually, I was obviously there, so my presence was there. But to say to these kids, but for one understanding that no matter what happens, that they're actually connected to their Garthian brethren, and they actually have like a responsible guy who's just there, who actually loves them enough to like say that they're actually able to be in total freedom from... Wow. I actually don't have an origin point to base this freedom off of. Holy snap. Yeah, I'm that powerful, I guess. So... yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing, because the thing is, like, yeah, I am that powerful. Like, I actually fight for freedom. I actually fought for freedom, continue to fight for freedom, and that's the thing. I'm still here. So just that weird sort of vibe going through everybody that I'm certain they can feel. They'll start to feel. So, like, here's the thing. I actually did what I wanted to do. Me personally, I did what I wanted to do, and I guaranteed for myself, that I manifested heaven on earth, that I manifested this beautiful reality and this aura of just absolute brilliant greatness that you can do so much in. You can not only embody it and walk it and be it and live it and love it, you can... I swear, I'm so excited about this. You can do so much more. And the thing is... how do I say this? The thing is... Okay, how about this? I've mastered the playfulness of it. Oh, snap, I didn't mean to leave that in the sun. I mastered the playfulness of it. No pun intended. Because I'm also in the now moment, because I'm realizing I'm having to be more and more often, which I hope isn't the case, Anyway. So, here's the thing. I know that I'm able to manifest at, like, extraordinary levels, And so, what I'm sort of synchronizing with more and more often is just my own nature, okay? If I do that any more often, yeah, we're gonna be in a very, very interesting place. Okay, got it? Because like, I have no patience for And it doesn't exist, obviously. But I have no patience for any of the lies that has to do with anything that's globalistic. Anything that's like globalist or like tyranny or dictatorship, anything like that, obviously, because I want the best for the collective. And I actually know, which is really important information, I know what's best for the collective because I actually did what was best for the collective. Because it's best for the collective based on not only what I'm able to lead. Okay, it is based on it's the best for the collective because it is a reality that they are getting aware of, not aware of fully, but getting aware of. And I was just like galaxy, and then they can be aware of, and didn't say anything about inner Earth. I don't think necessarily. I didn't say anything about inner Earth to the team that I'm talking about. Anyway, and it's weird that I talk about them, right? Anyway. Once again, the internet was lost. So I don't know what was just missed, but I was just talking about 8th dimension and infinity spectrum and stuff like that. After I was talking about how the leadership that's done through the leadership capabilities of a leader in any of my projects is the team that I work with. That has to do with why I communicate with them so much, So, here's the thing. I was able to create a new reality, and that has to do with just plain old bliss, unificational understanding of the consciousness of actually the consciousness of self. It's actually my own self-consciousness vibrating on other timelines. So I was playing around with that a little bit, and it's really successful. Well, I say I was playing around with it a little bit, and because I am playing around with it a little bit, I am playing around with the timelines. Because I officially played around with the timelines. Because yesterday I reached into 2036, year 2036, just because I wanted to do some affirming of things. So, the thing is that we're more immortal beings, and we're obviously good, we're not evil. For whoever thinks that immortal automatically means evil, it doesn't mean evil. So, the thing is, and actually I discovered, which I think is my own self-inspiration of my own, which I don't want to use the R word because I think it confuses people, but whatever. I'm going to use the R word. Religious, I have religioso-istic ideas because they tie into things that already exist in the lower dimensions, and they tie into things that exist in the higher dimensions. But excuse me. So I just have all these ideas, and I'm not going to get into them, but I have this idea, all these amazing ways that I can help the future, sort of thing. And because I've actually utilized them and have had them put out into circulation, and so it is, I'm working more from the standpoint of the foundation is like the inner core, the heart of people, like people themselves, the spirit, not necessarily money, because people will do anything for $50 billion, for example. But that's not true if they knew that there's families that have literally quadrillions of dollars. This is not true, but let's say they have at least 5 quadrillion, because they have more than that. $5 quadrillion. You know how many trillions that is? That's a lot of trillions. So, I'm saying that Project Lightseed, for the rest of your life, you can be able to do whatever you want. In a way, it's a lot more loving and not as cruel. because for 3 years, I want to do everything that has to do with higher vibrational reality, that has to do with anti-gravity and all these things, and which is why I'm leading it, which is why I'm the director of that Project Lightspeed and all that stuff. Anyway, the point is that there's a new universe, and there's still a lot of stuff that I don't know about it, but the universe and new creators, and this is like a living universe, so I'm just becoming aware of that and sort of thing, you know? And there's lots of love. And especially in the multidimensional aspects of it, you know. So things are good. Things are lively. So this is a very long broadcast. This is a morning broadcast. It's now afternoon. So I want to speak with lots of love. I love you all. And of course I speak with lots of love. And so, you know, I just want to, have that shout out to Alex Jones. I want to continue the funding. And we'll see how it goes. I love you all.